G'day guys, Luke here from Tech Blokes, and WWDC is just around the corner. We know it's coming Monday, June the 3rd, and there's a whole heap of new software, a whole heap of new hardware, hopefully the new Mac Pro, keep your fingers crossed, and there's some really exciting functionality coming to iOS and all these new devices. There has been a lot of rumors going around at the moment that we will see iPad apps coming to macOS. However, Apple's never really said that they're going to merge the two together. They generally like to keep things separate. There has been a bit of a secret happening, a secret project. I'll talk about that in just a moment, where we're going to be seeing hopefully some iPad apps easily merged to macOS. But the first thing I want to talk about is iOS 13. So iOS 13 is just around the corner. You might have been using the betas. I'll talk about those in a moment, but dark mode is one of the highlighted features due to be coming to iOS 13. And as you guys know, Android has already released their own dark mode for Beta Q, which I did in one of my last videos, but iOS is also following suit, which is fairly common. Android does one thing, iOS will do the same thing, and vice versa. So the good thing about dark mode is it helps a lot with battery life. So as you guys know, we have these beautiful OLED screens now and AMOLED screens, and having a dark mode actually preserves battery lives with those darker screens. So it makes sense that Apple and Android want to have dark mode because they want to give people the best experience and the best battery life that they can. Now, it's also rumored that we should see a revamped home screen. I don't know if that's true. I really do hope that it's true because for the longest time, our home screen on Apple devices is exactly what Apple wants us to have. Look, it's not a bad thing, but it's kind of annoying because it means you can't put apps where you want them. You can't have a clean setup like you do with Android. You have to basically have your apps exactly where Apple wants you to have them. And hopefully, if the rumor's true, we should get a revamped home screen. So keep your fingers crossed for that one. I'm excited for that. Now, we're also hopefully going to see some updates to Mail, the Messages app, the Health app, and Reminders, because Apple tends to do these yearly, sometimes quarterly, but most of the time yearly. So we should see some updates to those, maybe even on macOS. And there's also another app that we've seen some rumors about, which is called Find My. And, that could be Find Your Apple device. Hopefully, if the rumor is true, Apple might even be releasing their own tracker or location tracker, a lot like the Tile. The Tile is a fantastic device. I've got a few of those. My wife's got a few. And if Apple does release those, it means that finding your devices will be much easier. Finding your wallet, finding things that you don't want to lose, maybe your camera, maybe it's your passport or something like that. So we might even see a new piece of hardware and this app, Find My, where the two come together. Now guys, we're also going to see a new Files application. Hallelujah. I'm really excited for this because I feel like this is an app that Apple has been lagging behind with. I feel like they need to get in there and add some real functionality into it, much like we get on Android. Even the Samsung Files application that you get on Android is really robust. You can copy and paste and move things around, and it's just a really great user experience. So fingers crossed that they'll update the Files app to do a bit more. We don't know at this stage what the rumors are going to be, but there has been a rumor from a reliable source that we're going to get an update to the Files application. Now, there's also another great rumor, this would be a really good one, that we might even see mouse support on the iPad. Now, that's obviously really helpful because the iPad for a lot of people is almost like a laptop replacement. So being able to use a mouse and not having to, touch and scroll would be very helpful, but we're not sure at this stage. We've also seen a couple of rumors around a new volume pop up on the screen, and that we've kind of seen come and go in various betas, but hopefully it'll get rid of that giant pop-up that you see on screen with iPads and iPhones, meaning that it'll be a much cleaner experience when you change the volume on your device. Alright, so macOS, a lot of people rely on macOS. We're going to get some crazy good updates to macOS 10.15. Like I said, there's a secret project happening called Marzipan, and this is hopefully going to bring iOS applications to the Mac. And if that happens, that's actually really, really exciting. It means developers can create an app on iOS and hopefully have it easily ported to the Mac, which means there'll be literally millions, if they do it properly, there'll be millions of new applications that you can run on Mac. Now, it's also been said that Apple might actually separate iTunes. Now, when I say separate iTunes, what that means is we'll have a separate application for music, a separate app for podcasts, a separate app for TV, and a separate app for books. If they do that, that's a really good thing because it's going to simplify the experience for a lot of people. Now, there's also something really exciting that I really do hope Apple does it this year, and that is using your iPad as a second monitor for your Mac. There is some third-party applications that do this, and they do it quite well, but it's a little bit clunky, so it would be really cool if Apple does this natively. Being able to use your iPad as a second monitor is really, really helpful. Think of using your brand new iPad Pro 12.9 inch as a second display. That is such a great idea. Now, there's also been talk about Siri having some new shortcuts on Mac. Personally, I don't use Siri at all, but it means that hopefully you have some new shortcuts and a quicker way to do certain things with voice commands. There's also a rumor that we might see an update to things like screen time and family sharing. Not sure what's going to happen there, but there has been some rumors that we will see some updates there. Hopefully moving into that digital well-being space a little bit more. So guys, we're hopefully going to get a brand new Mac Pro design this year. And we've got the infamous trash can, and look, hopefully that can be done away with. It was a bit of a mess, really. Apple even come out and said that it was a bit of a mess the way it was designed. And it goes all the way back to 2013, so it is getting a little bit long in the tooth. It has been said that they're going to move to a modular design, and that really makes sense. If you think about the way things are moving, we've got eGPUs, we've got USB Type-C, we've got Thunderbolt 3, so connecting plug-and-play devices is becoming much easier to build, and hopefully they move into a more modular design with the Mac Pro this year. Look, even if they went back to the older, desktop stacked design, I'd be totally happy with that. Really, for a lot of people that are power users, we want the ability to easily upgrade systems as new updates become available. And guys, we've also seen a rumor that there's going to be a brand new Pro display, hopefully 6K. So for those guys out there that are doing beautiful 6K video, having something like this is going to be really, really powerful. And Apple does beautiful displays. Might not see a cinema display ever again, but hey, a Pro display, a 6K Pro display is the next best thing. And last but not least is WatchOS 6 and tvOS 13. Now, there hasn't really been a lot of updates and a lot of hype around these two, but it's said that Apple's going to continue to focus all of their attention around the health side of WatchOS. And there will be a new update to the health app, hopefully at WWDC 2019. So guys, that's all of the rumors for WWDC 2019. Me personally, I'm most looking forward to the Mac Pro update. I'm hoping that they go for a more modular design. And let's also hope that Apple opens up the floodgates for us to start using iPad apps on macOS. I think that's the way things are heading. I think that they are beginning to realize that they need to merge the two together to have a really streamlined service. So guys, that's it for this video. What are you guys most looking forward to? Drop a comment below and let me know what you're most looking forward to for WWDC 2019.